2018, the Senate and House of Representatives respectively adopted concurrent resolution number 9, concurring with the President's endorsement. With the congressional approval, the President will be conferring to the Quezon Service Cross on Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago.
Thank you, Executive Secretary. May we now request former President and House Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
On December 11, 2017, and February 20, 2018, the Senate and the House of Representatives respectively adopted the resolution concurring with the nomination of Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago for the Quezon Service Cross. The concurrent resolution reads, concurrent conferment of cross to Miriam Defensor Santiago. Whereas His Excellency Rodrigo R. Duterte nominate the late Miriam Defensor Santiago for the conferment of the Quezon Service Cross on 30th November 2017. Pursuant to the provisions of Joint Resolution Series of 1946 and upon respective urging of both houses of Congress through several resolutions. Whereas the Quezon Service Cross is the highest recognition the nation can bestow on a person for an outstanding civilian service. Whereas Miriam Defensor Santiago was a dedicated public servant, serving for almost half a century in all three branches of government. Whereas, as a public servant, she worked for, whether as a trial judge, immigration commissioner, secretary of agrarian reform, or senator of the republic. As Santiago was known to be fearless in her views and always blunt with her words, a paragon of passion, courage, and integrity, and the embodiment of the very characteristics she demanded in any public servant: academic, professional, and moral excellence. Whereas, as presiding judge of the Quezon City Regional Trial Court, Santiago implemented a no postponement policy, resulting in the quicker disposal of cases and in the unclogging of the dockets of the court. Whereas, as immigration commissioner, she instituted an express in her being awarded the Ramon Magsaysay Award for Government Service, the Asian Nobel Peace Prize, for bold and moral leadership in cleaning up a graft-ridden government agency. As Santiago consistently filed the highest number of bills and resolutions and authored some of the most important laws of our time that guaranteed access to reproductive health services, the safety of women and children, and the right to privacy of persons, among others. Whereas, recognized internationally as a legal luminary, Santiago became the first Filipino and Asian from a developing country to become a judge in the International Criminal Court, and later a member of the International Advisory Council of the International Development Law Organizations. Whereas, Santiago's contributions have been recognized through several prestigious awards given her throughout her career. Whereas, the values, ideals, and service demonstrated by former Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago compared in public service President Manuel L. Quezon. Now, therefore, be it resolved, as it is hereby resolved by the Senate and the House of Representatives, to concur in the posthumous conferment by the President of the Philippines of the Quezon Service Cross, the Office of the President, House of Representatives, and the family of the late Miriam Defensor Santiago. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this point, may we request the President to come forward. May we also request Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea and former President and House Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo to assist in the conferment. May we also Secretary Narciso Santiago to come forward and the distinguished family of Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago to join on stage. To read the citation, may we call on the Chief of Presidential Protocol and Presidential Assistant for Foreign Affairs, Mr. Robert E.A. Borge.
The citation reads, "Be it known to all men by these presents that I, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, President of the Philippines, by virtue of concurrent resolution number 9 of the Senate and the House of Representatives, which was adopted by the Senate and the House of Representatives on December 11, 2017 and February 20th, 2018 respectively, pursuant to for uncompromising pursuit of excellence, the practice of law, and in the service of government. For distinguished contributions to the body of Philippine laws, as author of landmark legislation that championed, among others, improving the quality of life, broadening economic opportunities, ensuring safer communities, and protecting the rights and welfare of children, youth, and women. Focused fully toward integrating Philippine domestic efforts in advancing Philippine interests and establishing and strengthening legal norms in the international community. For her staunch conviction, resolute belief in, and principled defense of the value and necessity of good governance principles in Philippine government, particularly in addressing corruption, becoming an articulate and resonant voice for the government, desired and deserved by the Filipino nation. For a life defined by uncommon determination, rare strength of character and spirit, and inspiring triumphs over and reflect the very best of the Filipino nation and her peoples. And for the lasting legacy of a life defined by bold, principled, and distinguished service to the Republic of the Philippines, spanning nearly 5 decades across the Philippine government's executive, legislative, and judicial branches, worthy of emulation by every Filipino, have conferred the Quezon Service Cross on Miriam Defensor Santiago for exemplary service to the nation in such a manner and such a degree as to add great prestige to the Republic of the Philippines. Done in the city of Manila this 3rd day of December in the year of our Lord 2018.
Thank you very much. May we
Mahal na Pangulo Rodrigo Roa Duterte, House Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Honorable Senators and Congressmen, members of the Cabinet, Mayor Sara Duterte Carpio, relatives and friends. On behalf of our family, may I express our deepest appreciation and gratitude in the posthumous conferment of the Quezon Service Cross to my wife, the former Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, by the President of the Philippines. We thank ang pinalanggang Presidente Rodrigo Roa Duterte for doing his best to promote the interest and welfare of the Filipino people and the country. We also thank the Senate President and the members of the Senate, especially Senators Grace Poe and Sonny Anga, members of the House of Representatives. We also thank the unanimity of the said officials. Miriam was an ideal wife, an ideal mother, an ideal sister and daughter, and an ideal public official. We had an extraordinarily good husband and wife relationship during her lifetime. When we were in a TV show, we were asked by the host how our relationship was. I told the host that it was quite good because every time my wife wants something from me, even before saying it, I already say yes. And she retorted, he always say yes, but he doesn't do it. In many speeches of Miriam, she used to tease the crowd by saying that my husband does not smoke, does not drink, does not womanize, and does not gamble, but he only tells lies. We were already in the fourth year in the UP College, started dating. During our first date, while we were eating in a restaurant, she said to me, if you are courting me, the answer is no. I said, why? I'm not even courting you. And she answered, yes, you're going to, but we continued dating anyway until we got married. Miriam was also an ideal student. Again, when we were in the fourth year in the UP College, professors who used to come in often, so 15 members would leave the room and go, but not Miriam. Every time we skipped class at the arrival of the professor, he would conduct the class with Miriam as the only student present. In closing, I would like to express our regrets for the early passing of Miriam because she could have done much more for the Filipino people and the country. Thank you.
Thank you, Undersecretary Santiago. May we call on Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea for the introduction.
Ng lahat Pilipinas, si Mayor Rodrigo Roa Duterte.
Kindly sit now. Thank you for your courtesy. Former President and House Speaker Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, Undersecretary Narciso Santiago and family, Executive Secretary Salvador Medialdea and other members of the Cabinet, Senator Francis Joseph Escudero and his lovely wife, Marie Escudero. Beautiful name. Senator Aquino Pimentel, Senator Emmanuel Pacquiao, Representative Estelita Swansing, honorable members of the House of Representatives, Davao City Mayor Sara Duterte Pio, family and friends of Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Before anything else, before reading this, ulan to? Dalawang page, 2 pages. I remember fondly well si Ma'am Miriam. And of course, the many times that we saw each other in public, they spent time with me and strike a conversation. I think once was in the triple V at lumapit ako, magsabi ako na, ma'am, magandang, you were eating with dinner, sir, there. And during the campaign, she was campaigning for me, I was campaigning for her, in short. So, magandang laro yun. And simply because I hesitated to ask questions because I would not maybe just be able to answer her correctly. And I was more or less hesitant that I'd be corrected in public, even in the question itself. So I just said, how can I ask a question from a learned human being. Well, of course, kaibigan talaga kami ni Ma'am. So many instances that we thought that we would agree on a lot of a majority of the government policies, and also would join her in the things that we saw that needs to be. Today we are gathered here as one grateful nation to honor an esteemed lawmaker, constitutionalist, and stateswoman, our beloved Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago. I am deeply honored to lead the Filipino people in conferring to the late Senator the Quezon Service Cross, the highest recognition for outstanding civilian service by the Republic of the Philippines. Senator Santiago dedicated her life to public service for almost 50 years, holding the distinction of serving in all three branches of government throughout her stellar career. She embodied the highest expected of any public servant, with her academic, professional, and moral excellence. Before her election to the Senate for 3 terms, she previously served as presiding judge of the Regional Trial Court of Quezon City, then as Secretary of Reform. And the Senate should make her mark just by crafting crucial legislations that shape the future of, but also by helping formulate policies that touch the lives of ordinary Filipinos. Senator Santiago's skills, intellect, and dedication to public service has been recognized by various organizations in the Philippines and around the world, the most prestigious of which is the Ramon Magsaysay Award, Asia's counterpart of the Nobel Prize for strive against graft and corruption. Senator Santiago also gained international recognition as a legal lawyer. All these achievements clearly highly compared to the standards exemplified by the late President Manuel L. Quezon. Throughout her life, Senator Santiago especially the youth, to challenge preconceived notions on political and social issues. I am hopeful that as we recognize her exemplary contributions to society, she will serve as an inspiration to a generation of Filipinos, challenged for the benefit of the country and their fellow men. Let us do all our part, however small, in helping bring positive change in the country. May Senator Santiago's shining example be the legacy that we leave behind to future generations of Filipinos. Let her memory serve as the light and will guide us towards a more progressive, inclusive, and equitable society. Thank you, our beloved Senator Miriam Defensor Santiago, at mabuhay ang sambayanang Pilipino.
Thank you, Mr. President, for your message. We shall now proceed with the photo-taking opportunity. May we request Undersecretary Narciso Santiago to come forward and the distinguished family of the late Miriam Defensor Santiago to join on stage.